Everyone, welcome to Tabaga's Test. My name is Tabaganyat, and today we're going to look at beyond tradition. We're going to look at what South African law says about taking a second wife, exploring the recognition of customary marriage Act, the RCMA. So we're going to look at what is it that you need to do according to the law when you want to take a second wife, not the traditional way, but according to the law, what is it that you should do, that you should follow, what restrictions are there, what rules are there, the measures that you need to take when you want to take a second wife according to the law. We know in the traditional way, you just take the second wife, inform your first wife, and then you take a second wife. But there is um not really the right way, but there is a law way to do that. There is a way that you can use law to take a second wife. So we're going to look at that. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, comment, tell me what do you think about people taking second wife, and what do you think about this law about taking a second wife. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's unfair? What are your thoughts? And also don't forget to hit the notification button so that whenever I am posting a video, you will be notified. So the first thing that we're going to look at is just before the 1998 ancient time. We went, most of us, 2000s, obviously we were not there. The customary marriage lacked full recognition. So women in polygamous marriage had limited rights. The RCMA introduced in 1998, effective from 2000, was introduced in 1998, and this was effective from 2000. Give customary marriage illegal, equal status. So obviously we all know, even now, when you having let's say for example your husband is taking a second wife, you don't really have a say when it comes to that. You can just be like, okay, sharp, do what you want, even back then, women didn't have a right, didn't have much of a say when it comes to that. So now this act is introducing equal rights. You as a first wife, you have the right when it comes to the decision, to making the decision of taking a second wife. You can decline, you can, I don't know, get divorced, you can do a lot of things, but you have the right to act rather than just obeying your husband. Now you have the right to act and just be against it if you feel like you don't want it. So what does the RCMA entails? What is its aim? What is its purpose? So the purpose or the aim of the RCMA is to recognize monogamous and polygamous customer marriage. So it states that you can have one husband or one wife, but you can also have what? You can have multiple or more than two. So it states that marriage must be negotiated and celebrated under customary law, registered with Home Affairs, protect the rights of wives, husband, and children, ensure legal validity of marriage. So instead of just paying the lobel and taking that wife, you should have legal proof that you are actually the first wife, legal proof that these are actually children maybe who were born in marriage and stuff like that. It just protects you as a wife, you as a husband, and the children in terms of maybe when it comes to legacy and things that people, because for example, I'm making an example, in the traditional way, you can have obviously the first wife, but then you end up taking the second wife, and the second wife behaves like maybe they're the first wife and stuff like that. But when you will have the legal papers that states you are the first wife. So according to me, I prefer you going to Home Affairs, going to the court, and just registering your marriage, sign signing in court, and then you will handle the other things later, like the actual marriage. But I prefer signing in court because it also protects your property. For example, as a wife, you have the right to the properties of your husband, and also you can say as much as me and my husband are sharing these properties of ours, this is mine and mine only. They you have rights, you have say when it comes to that. So when it comes to the legal marriage, or when you go to sign in court or register in a home office, there's a lot of information you can go watch on TikTok, Facebook, and also Google it. The legal requirement for a second wife. So these are the legal requirement for a second wife now. So if your husband out there, or you're just still a man, a young adult, and you are dreaming, you have a dream of taking a second wife, bear in mind that these are the requirements that you need to fulfill when you want a second wife. So the first thing that you need to do, you have to apply to the higher courts. So you have to apply to say, I want a second wife. I'm applying for a second wife. I want the court to approve my application to get a second wife. So now you do not just need the wife's consent, or the wife, your first wife, to agree. You also need the high court to agree to fulfill your application. So the thing that um Dala, in the traditional way, you just tell your wife, if whether your wife says yes or no, you don't care, but you still take the second wife. Now it's not about that. Even if the wife says okay, you can take the second wife, but if the high court does not approve you, you will not take the second wife. You will not provide a written contract regulating property. So you also have to provide a written contract where you state your properties, because now remember, you have two wives or more than two wives. You have two wives, and maybe you have limited properties. Obviously, you have a house, maybe you have two or three cars. I don't know, you have few businesses. Should those two wives? So you need the properties, even that you will go to the first wife, the car go to the second wife and stuff. For me, you want to go into polygamy, you need to have money, a lot of money, a lot of money, because how are you going to share your limited stuff, your limited property to two wives? How are you going to share your only one car to two wives? They will fight for it when you're gone. How are you going to share your one house to two wives? And your children, we haven't even mentioned your children. So if you're thinking of taking a second off, these are the requirements. And also bear in mind that you should have money, you should have businesses, cars, and you should be successful, basically. Court ensures fair treatment of the first wife. So the first wife should have equal rights as obviously as the second one. And it's just to acknowledge the first wife that I was here first and I should get obviously bigger things, or I should be recognized as the first wife instead of just a name that I'm giving. I should also be recognized when it comes to property, that yes, I will have more properties than the second wife because I'm the first wife. I deserve it. Without court order, second wife may be invalid. So if you know that you didn't go to court, you didn't, obviously, I don't know, maybe I don't know how the in the traditional way it goes to ensure that you are actually the second wife, but in the legal way, if you didn't go to court and you didn't do your application, and your application, or maybe your application wasn't approved, you don't have a second wife. You can do it your own way, yeah, but you don't have a second wife. You don't. That second wife does not exist. It's just a mistress, nothing else. So the aim of this law is to promote gender equality and customary marriage. It's to ensure that it's to kind of promote gender equality, to say that if you as a man want a second wife, okay, and for in traditional ways are allowed to have a second wife, I should also get benefit. I should kind of compensated as the first wife because I was here first and I was there through ups and downs. And now you want to take a second wife. I should be compensated. I should have assurance, and stuff like that. Protect women's property and inheritance rights. It's kind of give you the right over the inheritance because you're the first one, and also protect your own property, also prevent abuse of polygamy and ensure fairness. So also prevent obviously abuse that maybe since you were the first one, you are kind of being abused. It doesn't mean that physically, but maybe it can be financially, emotionally. You are threatened maybe to be like, if you don't agree, I'll take the properties or I will take ensure the fairness second marriage. Aligns customary practice with the constitution. So it should align with the practice that are there, that are stated there in terms of taking a second wife and stuff like this. So you should abide by the law. What the law basically say is that men may marry more than one wife under customary law. So if you are marrying one wife, you should marry and that's why find that let's you married in a traditional wedding, a traditional way basically, and then as a man you got twice, and then now there's issues and maybe you are going to court, or maybe the second wife is going to court, or the first wife is going to court to kind of sue you or anything. This can be anything regarding your marriage and stuff, regarding properties, inheritance, and stuff like that. The law doesn't have control over that. Yes, it can help you there and there, but there's no real control over that because there's no legal way that proves that you guys were actually married. So the court approval required before the second marriage. Wives have equal legal status and protection. All children are legitimate and protected. Also protect the children, not only the wives in terms of property, in terms of status, but also the children. So the public opinion. So people are stating their opinion obviously when it comes to this. Do you agree with taking a second wife, and do you agree with taking as a man, do you agree with taking a second wife through this law? And as a woman, what do you think? Do you think this wife is fair when it comes to you guys as wives, or do you think it's very unfair? So the supporters of this laws, they they are not against it, but they respect it. Sometimes to have assurance, you need to it as a woman. You need to be what uh, protect women's rights and bring fairness uh, to take to there should be fairness, there should be equality in terms of state. As kind of avoid all these fights because you know that you are this first wife and you have this and this a bit of time, which can be a very to neither the woman or the men. So also the conflict with gender equality. With gender equality, some men are saying, "I'm the man of the house, so I should decide whether either you support me or not." Some are saying, "No, as much as you are the man of the house, without me, you are nothing." So hey, no, please do tell me in the comment section what is your own opinion when it comes to this law. What are your conclusions? So the RCMA, British traditional and modern law, is kind of mixes the two and ensures legal regulation and protection, protect women and both the husband's rights and the status also. Debate continues that is polygamy fair today, and yeah, the law protects, but there are challenges that remain because people are saying if a man is able to take two wives, why can't a woman take two husbands? And that is just an ongoing, I don't think it will ever end. An ongoing issue. I don't think this will ever end because when you raise those issues, you women are now independent. The world has changed. You guys just want to be independent. Yes, I want to be independent. I do. But me being independent doesn't mean that obviously I don't want to have a partner and stuff like this. So guys, it's a lot, there's a lot going on when it comes to this thing, and I think that's what's going on ever since. So I don't think it's something that is going to be solved. If you find the video helpful, please do like, subscribe, comment on the video. Tell me what do you think about this law regarding polygamy? What are your conclusions? What are your opinion when it comes to it? And also don't forget to hit the notification button so that whenever I am posting a video, you will be protected. So that whenever I am posting a video, you will be alerted and you will be notified. Until next time, when you are interested in polygamy, keep in note of these laws that I just mentioned. And until next time, take care.